the best player in the world. So it was a phenomenal season, my last one. We won the plate for winning the season. She was just, a machine, as always. I think that was her last season in Australia before she went overseas. And she just really put a stamp on the league and said, I'm Sam Kerr, I'm going to go take over the world.
Away from the playing arena, what was she like during the rest of the week and during your sessions?
Definitely a jokester, for sure, which everyone would know. She loves a good laugh. But then in training, she always demands the highest quality from everyone. Literally, her laugh can be heard down all corridors, that's for sure.
Just south of the river, there's Lathlane Park, which is the home to West Coast Eagles. Her brother Daniel played for the Eagles, and Sam grew up wanting to be an Eagle herself.
I'm now delighted to announce that our number one ticket holder for the next 2 years will be Matilda's captain, Sam Kerr.
Yeah, it's a huge honour. I've been an Eagles supporter all my life, so I've seen the names that have, been the number one ticket holders. I actually used to be in the cheer squad, so I used to sit behind the goals and wave those little flags. But I've been a part of the club. Obviously, Daniel was playing, but even before that, we were Eagles supporters, so it's been a joy to watch.
Thanks, saying maybe when I'm 35 and I'm done. So you've been through the code switch and their transition. Do you reckon Sam Kerr could be successful in Aussie rule?
Oh, definitely. But if I was in her shoes, I don't think I'd give up what she was doing. Absolutely. She looks like she's killing it over there and playing a sport that she loves. I know that she would come in and chop up and be our best midfielder, probably. Probably the best midfielder in the comp, and maybe even a bit of a forward, but I'd tell her to stay.
Okay, so she gets to the end of her career. She's, say, 30, 33 plus.
Yeah.
You're on the phone to her. How do you convince her that just adding being an Eagle just tops off her legacy?
Oh, I guess it's also to do with family. Like, kind of be better than your brother, I reckon. When you're over 30, to smash it out, get a few more goals than him.
That's Perth. So where next? How about the national team at just 15 years of age, after only a year in the Perth Glory team? Australia came calling. Sam Kerr making her debut against Italy. It shocked everybody, including her parents.
It was her first game for the Australian side, and we didn't go because she never told us. She just told us she was going to camp and they were having some friendlies, and I was so upset afterwards because she got her cap. And we weren't there. I think they got a bit of a beating. You don't know if you're ever going to get on or off when you're 15 and you're in the squad. Tom Samani was like, where are your parents? But she didn't tell us.
I did not know that. And we had no hesitation in putting young players into the team.
Tom Samani there, the former USA and Matilda's head coach. He decided Sam Kerr was ready for her international debut, even though she was still so young.
The thing that really stands out in those days with Sam was her ability to jump, just unbelievable. And if anything that resonates in my mind from that game was seeing her get on a couple of crosses that came in, that she just jumped and looked like she jumped higher than the crossbar.
This young group of Matilda's players, they will go on to drive the Matilda's team for the next decade. Next stop for them, China in 2010, a year after Sam Kerr's Australia debut. She tasted success for the first time in the green and gold, winning the Asian Cup on penalties against South Korea, Kerr scoring in the final. After all the talk of the growth of football back home, this was seen as a turning point for the nation, and Matilda's becoming household names, as Tom Samani explains.
Our key was to move away from being your typical competitive, tough Australian team to be a quality footballing team that could win tournaments. So winning that tournament was a huge step forward, and obviously Sam scored our critical goal in that tournament and probably had to take on more responsibility because our two key strikers, Lisa Devana and Sarah Walsh, were actually injured. And again, her instinct for scoring goals showed up, and she did what she did then, and she's just continued doing throughout her whole career.
That was Kerr's first major trophy with Australia, but she wanted more. 2011, next stop Germany, her World Cup debut for Australia, aged 17. But it was an eye-opener for the young players who reached the knockout phase only to lose to Sweden. Where next? The USA, not quite yet. Kerr left Perth for the bright lights of Sydney first. Whilst the headlines in Australia's biggest city surrounded the signing of Italy and Juventus legend Alessandro Del Piero for the men's team, also walking through the doors of Sydney FC came the future Matilda's captain.
Simon battling, winning out. Now Sydney at the far post. They're singing for the ball.